Have you ever felt that sudden chill, as if an invisible presence had just entered the room? Imagine being alone in a quiet hall and suddenly hearing the sound of a muffled whisper or feeling the weight of a gaze coming from a dark corner. The world we see is only a tiny fraction of reality, and what we call the supernatural may actually be a complex network of signals that we have not yet learned to fully decipher. Thousands of reports around the globe describe phenomena that defy conventional logic, lights that flicker without explanation, objects that change places, and the feeling that the veil between our world and the unknown is much thinner than we dare to admit. Today, we will dive into the depths of these signals from beyond, investigating mysteries that science observes with caution, but that human experience has witnessed for millennia. Many researchers of anomalies suggest that everything in the universe is composed of energy and vibration. If we accept this premise, signals from beyond may be electromagnetic fluctuations that our biological senses capture in a rudimentary way. In places considered haunted, precision instruments often record unexplained spikes in electromagnetic fields. These cold spots and energy fluctuations are not mere coincidences, they suggest an interaction between our dimension and something operating on a different frequency. Scientists attempt to explain these phenomena as hallucinations caused by infrasound or terrestrial magnetic fields, but the physical evidence, such as sharp temperature drops in enclosed rooms, remains a nagging enigma. Could it be that these variations are the trail left by entities trying to manifest in our physical reality, using ambient energy to take form? One of the most fascinating fields of paranormal investigation is electronic voice phenomena, or EVP. This involves capturing human voices on digital or analog recordings where, at the time of recording, no one was present. These voices are often direct answers to questions asked by investigators, suggesting a conscious intelligence behind them. They do not have the resonance of physical vocal cords, they sound as if they are composed of white noise or environmental static. From pioneer Friedrich Jurgensen to modern-day ghost hunters, capturing these voices from nowhere defies technical explanation. How can an electronic device record sounds that the human ear did not perceive at the time? Could it be the radio of our consciousness tuning into a station from another existence, or are these signals echoes of past events imprinted on the fabric of time? Physical manifestations, often called poltergeists, elevate the mystery to a tangible and often terrifying level. Windows slamming shut, cutlery levitating, and rhythmic knocks on walls that seem to respond to commands. While some psychologists argue that this is the result of recurrent psychokinesis, uncontrolled mental energy from a person under stress, many cases occur in an isolated and intelligent manner. These signals are not subtle, they are cries for attention from something that lacks a body but possesses strength. The investigation of such phenomena requires a critical eye to rule out fraud, but when all mechanical explanations fail, what remains is the inexplicable. These physical interactions serve as proof that the barrier between here and there can be breached, turning the domestic environment into a stage for the impossible. Near-death experiences, or NDEs, offer perhaps the deepest glimpse into what lies beyond. Thousands of individuals who were declared clinically dead and returned report visions of tunnels of light, encounters with beings of pure energy, and detailed reviews of their own lives. Most intriguingly, many of these reports include perceptions of events that occurred in the operating room or in distant locations while the patient's brain had no detectable electrical activity. How can consciousness operate outside the biological body? Medical science struggles to explain this as a DMT dump in the brain or hypoxia, but these theories fail to explain the precision of observations made by patients during the state of death. These return signals suggest that death is not an end, but a transition to a different form of perception. There are reports of time slips where people claim to have seen figures dressed in clothes from centuries ago, performing daily tasks, only to disappear when approached. This raises a fascinating question: are hauntings just residual signals? Imagine that time is not a straight line, but a fabric that can be folded. Under certain atmospheric or geological conditions, the past can overlap with the present, creating a visual loop. These residual ghosts have no awareness of our presence, they are like old recordings playing on an invisible screen. However, there are other signals that interact directly, changing the course of the observer's story. This distinction between the residual and the intelligent is key to understanding whether we are seeing memories of the ground or visitors from a parallel dimension coexisting with our own. Among the most disturbing phenomena are the so-called shadow people. Witnesses describe black human silhouettes, darker than the dark itself, appearing in the periphery of their vision. Unlike a traditional ghost, these shadows have no facial features and seem to observe the living with an undecipherable intent. They vanish the moment someone tries to focus their vision on them, leaving behind an oppressive sense of dread. Paranormal researchers debate whether these shadows are interdimensional visitors, astral projections, or something much older than humanity itself. The fact that these signals are described identically in different cultures, by people who have never heard the term, suggests we are not dealing with a modern myth, but a constant presence at the edges of our perception. Signals from beyond are not always visual or auditory, sometimes they manifest as premonitions or warnings in dreams. How many stories have we heard of people who gave up on a trip because of an inexplicable feeling, only to find out the vehicle had a fatal accident? These intuitive signals suggest that our consciousness is connected to a field of information that transcends linear time. Precognition researchers study how the brain seems to react to stimuli milliseconds before they occur. If the future already exists in some form, these warnings may be signals sent by our own expanded consciousness or by invisible guides operating outside our perception of time. Ignoring these instincts can be the difference between safety and disaster, revealing that signals from the unknown may have a protective purpose. Pets, especially dogs and cats, seem to possess an acute sensitivity to what is invisible to human eyes. There are countless records of animals growling at empty space, following something non-existent with their eyes, or refusing to enter certain rooms. Biologically, many animals can hear frequencies and see light spectra that we do not capture. Could this be the explanation for their reaction to ghosts? Or do they possess a spiritual sense that we lost over the course of evolution? When an animal reacts to a signal from beyond, it serves as a natural biosensor, alerting us that the room is not as empty as we think. Observing our animals' behavior may be the simplest and most effective tool for detecting when something unusual is trying to communicate or manifest around us. At the end of our investigation, the question remains, what are these signals? Are they evidence of an afterlife, interference from parallel realities, or manifestations of a collective consciousness we do not yet understand? The mystery of the beyond remains the final frontier of human knowledge. As technology advances, our tools for capturing the inexplicable become more sensitive, but the essence of the phenomenon remains elusive. What we know is that these signals transform lives, offering comfort to some and terror to others. They remind us that existence is vast, deep, and full of layers hidden beneath the surface of the everyday. Next time the lights flicker or you feel a soft touch on your shoulder with no one around, don't look away. The signal might be trying to tell you something fundamental about the universe. The unknown awaits those who dare to observe. If you are interested in these inexplicable mysteries, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Share your experience in the comments. Have you ever received a signal from beyond? Until the next investigation.